Good evening, ladies. So I'm checking to see if anybody's in a group. And this is your reminder that this is your February coaching call. In order for this coaching call to make sense, you will need to log into the link that I shared in the group. Make sure I'm already live there. Yes, I'm live there and not in another group. But in order for this call to make sense, this is your coaching call where you get to ask whatever questions you would like. It's Ask Me Anything. It's reference, if you want to reference any of the material that we covered the last time. And I understand we had some technological difficulties, but I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I uploaded those 2 pieces of video directly into the group. Not on the platform yet. They haven't been uploaded into the platform yet because my goal is to have those merged into one video before that happens. So you'll be able to access that there. But my goal going forward is going to be when we have challenges like that to make sure that you have access to the videos. As you recall, last month, or a couple weeks ago in February, we talked about love. We talked about the different aspects and stages of love and the components of love. And so today is really your opportunity to ask anything about that. Just in case you're not remembering, like we did the real love and what it takes for real love, and specifically talking about self-care, self-love. Let me get back to my jigs over here. Self-love, but also love between yourself and other people, what that looks like, and the reasons that we commit to self-love and what the actual components of self-love is. Most of the time we think about the concept of self-love, we're talking about something as simple as, oh, I got my nails done, or I went and had a hair appointment, or I did X, Y, and Z. Those are not components of real, true self-love. And so really for this month, if you're viewing this video later, I want you to document or share with us those ways that you have sought to elevate self-love with yourself in terms of those 3 components we talked about: self-compassion, or being kind and understanding towards yourself in times of struggle or failure, or through your journey of self-healing. Self-acceptance, like, do you accept yourself? Do you embrace your strengths, flaws, and all? And also self-care. What are you doing to prioritize the activities that promote your physical, emotional, and mental well-being? And any of us who have been, if you've been in this journey long enough, you know that when I talk about this, what I'm talking about is, how are you showing up for yourself? How are you making it known that your priority is to be self-full versus selfish? And how are you navigating when people have things to say about that, what that looks like for you? So an example, I recently saw a video of this young lady who dropped her daughter off at a 24-hour childcare facility. And she dropped her off at like 10 o'clock p.m. and said that she'll be back to get her before they close. They close at midnight. And she got there at 11:55. And basically what she said is, I need a break from her. She needs a break from me. And the comments were so interesting. While there were some comments that supported her and her need or the necessity for her as a woman to have time for herself, there were a lot of people in the comment section who were skewering her because she said, as a mom, she need a break. There was a lot of moms don't get breaks. Says who? And so when you think about self-care and the things that we have to combat in order to show up in ways that allow for self-care, recognize that sometimes that includes negating the naysayers. That includes not paying attention to the people who would rather you sacrifice yourself. On a more personal example, I had someone tell me, as it relates to my marriage ending, that I should have sacrificed myself for my children so that they didn't have to deal with the stigma of coming from a broken home. She said I should have sacrificed myself. And I'm here to say that level of sacrification, I don't even know if that's a word, but I just made it up, is not healthy. So In these comments here, right? Document or share with us what it is that you've done in the last 2 weeks that's been dedicated to increasing your self-love as it relates to those three components. And those three components being self-care, self-acceptance, and self-compassion. Just be kind to yourself. Give yourself empathy, right? And then we talked about what real love looks like, the benefits of self-love, what real love looks like. And it was based off of the triangular theory of love by Robert Sternberg. And this is I've talked a lot about love. I've learned a lot about love, but I thought this was a really interesting component as we look at how we define love. So part of your assignment, so to speak, was to really look in the ways of look at your relationships and define them according to those 8 different types that it shares. So I'm going to go through that real quickly, and then if nobody pops on, I'm going to pop off. I don't mean pop off like let me pop off. I mean I'm going to log off. So the 3 main components of love, based on the triangular theory of love, are intimacy, the emotional closeness, warmth, and connection between individuals. So that's the person that you can tell everything to, that you feel safe with, that when you're around them, you feel like they see you, they know you, you know them. Passion, that's that physical attraction, the desire, the excitement in a relationship. You know, the butterflies that aren't the butterflies that aren't the red flag signals or your intuition telling you to run, but the real true, you get excited when you see them, basically based off of physical attraction. And then commitment, that the commitment is the decision, right? The intimacy is obviously a decision to allow yourself to be vulnerable, but commitment is a decision that we gonna rock this thing out through thickness, through thin, through health, through all those things, right, that we talk about. And so they gave 8 different combinations of love. The first was intimacy alone, which is basically that's friendship. Intimacy alone is like, I could tell you my things, you could tell me your things, you see me, you understand me. This doesn't have the emotional, it doesn't have romantic or sexual attraction. It's just an emotional bond. And so when we say we love our friends, this is basically what we're talking about. Combination 2 is just passion. That's just infatuation. That's what we see on TV, where the people meet in a club and the next thing you know, they're pushing each other up against the wall. And it is all, that is all there is, right? The passion of it all, infatuated love. It doesn't have the emotional intimacy or the commitment. The next one is commitment alone. That's basically an empty love. We just said we were going to do this thing together. There's no passion, there's no intimacy. We are just committed to each other. And that's where you see a lot of relationships where people have been together for a really long time and they're just kind of riding this thing out. But also, that could be in newer relationships where people have gone into the relationship with passion alone. And when the passion starts to fizzle, they have nothing left but the fact that we said we were going to do this thing together. Then intimacy and passion without the commitment, that's that romantic, deep connection with intense physical attraction. That's the la la landness of relationships, right? We are in this really great space. She knows you, he knows you, you have this attraction, physical attraction, but there's not necessarily the commitment. Then there's intimacy and commitment together, the companionate love. Again, that's where you see a lot of couples where they have a strong emotional bond, but there's a long-term commitment and they don't have any passion. They're not the people that you're going to see groping each other and having a PDA and whatnot, but they still have a strong emotional bond and the commitment. And passion and commitment, it's fabulous. I hope I pronounced that right. That's the passion relationship with the commitment, but there's no true emotional intimacy. So this could be your buddy that you don't really share a lot of a lot of deep, intimate details about yourself with, but at the same time, um, there's passion and there's commitment. Combination 7. Now this is what I call this is the jackpot. Intimacy plus passion plus commitment. That's consummate love. Consummate. As it relates to the movies, and when we talk about our ideal of love, I believe that this is the concept that most of us are speaking of. Consummate love. This is the ideal form that's characterized by deep emotional connection, intense passion, and lifelong commitment. Lifelong commitment. And then 8, absence of all 3. Q, Keisha Cole. This is no love. This is the relationship where you're just there, existing together. No passion, no intimacy, no commitment. It's convenient, it's safe, it's comfortable. And so I want you to take a look at the different phases of love and relationship that you find yourself in, and decide whether or not that's which combination is your ideal combination, and then what's missing from the combinations that you've been in before, or the relationship that you've been in before. So with that being said, we are 10 minutes in, 12 minutes in. Back in my professor days, I would give 10 minutes. But if I don't see you in here to ask a question, I'm assuming that there are no questions. So I'll head on out, and my sweatshirt is dirty. So yeah, that was not to be I don't see any comments. So here's what I will say. Yeah, I did that without envelope. Here's what I will say. If you come across this later and you have any questions, any coaching questions, hop on in the comment section and ask. This was your opportunity to ask any questions about any of those things. And since no one's here, I'm going to back on out, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks where we'll have our next teaching. All right. Good evening or good day or whenever you see this. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.